find ourselves at one of the oldest restaurants in town. I'm gonna walk in the footsteps of the Rat Pack and Elvis Presley. And to do so, we're meeting up with Las Vegas Phil.
What's up, how are you?
I'm doing great because I'm ready to try this steak and lobster.
Heck yeah, let's do it.
Let's go. You've probably seen it. Sizzling, juicy steaks and butter dunks and pours over massive lobster tails. The Golden Steer Steakhouse is one of the most viral restaurants in America, but there's so much more to it. The Golden Steer opened in 1958 as a Western frontier establishment, which meant that whatever wild game people shot and killed was brought in for the kitchen to clean, butcher, prepare, cook, and serve. We sat down with one of Golden Steer's owners, Amanda Signorelli, to learn more about the history of this world-renowned restaurant.
If you look at the first couple iterations of the menu, you'll see like rattlesnake, you'll see wild game, you'll see rabbits, you'll see all of these really wild things that are on there. But that's what it really started as, was this place for cowboys and the frontier and everyone to go.
From there, the Steer entered into what Amanda refers to as the showman era, which was when Vegas became an entertainment capital. The first star to call the restaurant their home, Sammy Davis Jr.
Now the story here is, unfortunately at the time, Las Vegas was incredibly segregated. So while he was able to perform on the Las Vegas Strip, he wasn't allowed to stay anywhere and he wasn't allowed to dine anywhere in the main room. The Golden Steer thought this was ridiculous, and so we invited him to the Golden Steer and said, hey, you can choose any spot inside the main dining room and we'll hold it to you permanently. That'll be your spot. Next thing we knew, the entire Rat Pack was coming, along with all the people who fell in love with them.
This is what started the name booths at the Steer, which remains a tradition to this day, with names like Elvis, Frank Sinatra, and Marilyn Monroe added to the booths.
Of course, with the glitz and glam, what always comes with it? The seedier side, the mob, that's what happens.
One mobster in particular made the Steer his stomping ground. Tony Spilaccio was affiliated with the Chicago mob, and he was the guy that made things happen, if you know what I mean.
And we really took privacy at this particular point very seriously. So we had a separate entrance for the mob. There's a lovely folklore tale that at the time, people would actually bring in casino chips to say which mob family was coming, so we can make sure we didn't put the wrong mobster next to the other person.
The Golden Steer was neutral turf for the mob, as it didn't have an affiliation where the hotels were tied to specific families.
We could guarantee privacy and no risk to your personal health. I'm gonna call it history meets hospitality meets politics in a very interesting context.
Today, more modern characters frequent the Steer, such as Raiders and Knights players to DJs and performers to politicians.
And it's really special to be able to characterize all of these different periods with such iconic personalities in an icon.
While the Golden Steer is one of the oldest, most historic restaurants in Las Vegas, it has excelled in keeping up with the times.
The Golden Steer, its role and its place has constantly changed and been what the city has needed, and changed with that flavor of also how people come and find it.
Today, many find out about the Steer on social media, where they're not only able to tell the story of the restaurant, but also show visuals of this food. After the first video of these lobster tails was posted, their lobster sales went up 400% over the next 6 months. The kitchen prepared for us these jumbo Western Australian lobster tails and a 22-ounce wet-aged, hand-carved bone-in ribeye with maitre d' butter. Remember our friend Las Vegas Phil from the beginning of this video? He runs Steer's social channels and helped catapult them into TikTok stardom. And he, a professional foodie, is going to show me, not a professional foodie, how to be an influencer. I waited till now to tell you this.
Okay.
I have never had lobster tail before.
Oh, nice. With any good food porn, it's all about angles. But a lot of foodies are actually shooting the food with the lens this way to give kind of a different angle. In Golden Steer fashion, we're just gonna pour some butter all over this thing. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm rolling. Whoa. It's a river of butter. Phil helped me deshell the lobster and I squeezed some lemon on it and... oh my gosh.
Yeah, Australian lobster
really,
tails.
really good.
Yeah, they're sweeter.
I honestly didn't really totally know what to expect. It was fantastic. That really was. My hand is covered in butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, feels like it's part of the job.
That's the job, for sure.
Well, I'm not going to quit my day job. Today, I'll leave the influencing to Phil, but I did have fun pretending. I got to try the steak and lobster and learn about this iconic, history-rich spot. This is so good. That is so good. The Golden Steer is not going anywhere anytime soon. They recently opened their new expansion of their dining area, and even though these rooms are new, They still embody the spirit of the original restaurant down to the stained glass windows.
We have a saying that if you know Vegas, you know us. We don't do customer service, we do hospitality. We have soul, we have personality, and we care deeply about who's coming in. And there's something special in knowing that we've been here for 65 years, we're planning to be here for another 65 at least.
That was so good. If you liked this video as much as I loved that food, go ahead and drop this video a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And for more delicious food in Las Vegas, check out these videos. Meanwhile, I am for sure digging into those leftovers as soon as I walk off screen.